talk about some of the sounds that I find around me all the time. And if you recognize some of these, then I would like for you to make a comment below if you recognize what the sound is. So are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to see if I can turn the volume up just a little bit for you guys. How's that sound? So are you typing the sounds that you hear in the comments? We have all kinds of interesting sounds around us. Just a few minutes ago, I heard this sound outside. Did you hear that at your house too? It was really raining outside. And this started out as a found sound that someone built out of a cactus, and they pushed the thorns inside, and that's what's making the sound of rain. Or our ocean sounds. I have an ocean drum. And it has little metal balls inside that when they slide around, it makes the sound of ocean waves. Can you think of some sounds that I haven't played today? There are so many different sounds that are found in our world. They're not all animal sounds. You have to keep your ears open and keep your eyes open, and then think about what instrument you could use to make that sound. These little hand clappers look kind of like horse hooves. And so my horse likes to ride off from the distance. It comes by for a visit and then rides off back into the sunset. So people ask me all the time what my favorite instrument is. And this instrument started as a found sound where someone started to play something a way different than it was originally invented. There's an instrument in the Caribbean called the steel pan, or some people call them steel drums. And when they turned it upside down, they started to play the bottom with their hands, and it sounded like this. I'd like to introduce you to my favorite instrument, the hand pan. Oh, doesn't that sound beautiful? So these found sounds, or the sounds found around us, are everywhere. And so I'd love to know if you can think of a sound that you think is really cool, but maybe I haven't played it yet. And put that in the comments, and in our next video, I'll make sure to try to make that sound for you. So, are you ready to learn about a new instrument today? This is one of the instruments that began my musical journey around the world. Can you say Mbira? That's right. Mbira means voice. And this instrument starts off with a very special voice. And it's our lowest note. If you notice, the keys are in different lengths. And so the longest ones make the lowest sound. And this is the sound that represents Mother's voice. Now, your mother's voice may sound a little bit different than that, but in South Africa, or actually the country of Zimbabwe where this instrument was made, everybody's voice is unique, just like yours. And that's what makes them special people. And as they start to combine the voices, they name the keys after different people in the family. This key would represent father. And then maybe we have a couple of aunts and uncles. And of course, the small ones represent the children. So I'd like to play a special song today for Mother's Day, and I hope you enjoy it. It's called Nyamarupa. How did you like that? So, could you hear the mother's voice all the way through the song? With all of the other notes in our family, sometimes I know it can get a little hectic in your house, just as all of those notes combined can get a little bit crazy in the song. But you have to stay focused and see if you can keep your ear tuned to the voice that's important. When you're talking to someone, it's very important to look at them in the eye and make sure that they know that you're listening to everything that they're saying. So some of the other versions of the Imbira don't always have the bottle caps that buzz. This is a new one that I traded a flute with one of my friends, and she gave me a new kalimba. And it has a very different sound. Do you notice how the keys are a lot smaller? So it's not quite as loud, and it doesn't have the bottle caps, which made the buzzing sound. And it sounds like this. Isn't that's just a beautiful sound, isn't it? All of these voices can be part of the song. I'm going to put a few of them together and see if I can create a little song for us to jam along with. Check. Hopefully you were humming along or maybe tapping along on your table, and leave a comment below what some of your favorite instruments are. That way I'll know what to use next in the next video. So I have some other instruments that I want to share with you, and this is a piece of bamboo. Now bamboo started out as a hollow tree, and I even have a stick that's made out of bamboo. If I play the different, they call these tongues, and so the whole thing is called a tongue drum because it's shaped kind of like your tongue sticking out. No, don't stick your tongue out. So if I play here, it makes one sound, and then if I play here, it makes a different sound. If you put them together in a cool rhythm, you've got an instant conga line. Now see if you can match your feet to that beat. Can you march in time? Don't forget to smile so people think you're having fun. Let's use this rattle from Ghana or your hands to give ourselves a big percussion applause. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, applause! So I love finding new sounds. Sometimes I make sounds out of things that are just lying around. In fact, I want to give you a chance to go on a found sound treasure hunt. Now, let me give you a few ideas. So, some of my instruments are really, really simple. For instance, you probably recognize what this is. I know it looks a little dirty. We drank the water and let it dry out. In fact, for a few days to make sure that nothing that I put in it would stick. And then I just put a few pieces of gravel inside. These are just tiny little pieces of rock. You could use rice, you could use beans, you could mix it up so that you get a completely different sound with each thing that you fill it with. Now, don't put too much in or you won't have room to shake it around like this. If you hold it flat and shake it back and forth, you'll get a cool shaker sound. Here's my secret shaker rhythm. So if I turn like this, if you have something that you can shake and try this with us, or just hold your hand out in front of you and pretend with me that you have a shaker. Drop your hand down and say we, pull it back and say can. Now hold on to it, but flick your wrist for a really loud shake and then bring it back for and. Now let's put them together. Say it with me. If you can say it, you can play it. We can shake and 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 we can shake it. Shake it. See how fast you can go. We can shake it. 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 Shake it. We can 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 shake it. So that's just a simple water bottle shaker. But if you're like me and you like to supersize everything, check out this power shake. We put some popcorn kernels inside and I can shake it up and down, or I can turn it to the side and practice our we can shake rhythm. Oh, it's so much fun to make your own instruments. In fact, I found a local restaurant that was saving their bottle caps, and I asked them if they could save some for me, and I poked a hole in the top of the bottle cap, and on each string, each bottle cap that I put on, I tied a knot underneath. And so that held it in place. And sometimes I tried to put 3 or 2 or sometimes just 1. But when you put them all together, they make beautiful music. Now, you can't get that sound out of 1 or 2 bottle caps. You need a lot. And I definitely don't drink this much pop in order to save my bottle tops. Now, I'm always keeping my ears and my eyes open for new sounds. When we were remodeling my studio, I took down a lampshade, and by accident, I discovered that it made a beautiful sound. Now, this is made out of glass, and I'm going to hold it in the middle so that I don't stop the vibrations. And when I tap the edge, of course, because it's glass, I'm going to tap very gently, and then I'm going to move it closer to you and see if you can hear the sound. It makes a beautiful bell. Isn't that a wonderful sound? And this was something that we were probably just going to donate, and I wanted to hang on to it because it makes a beautiful percussion instrument. Now, in the kitchen is where my found sound treasure hunt began, and I know this looks like a metal. We don't usually eat cereal out of a metal bowl, but this is a special singing bowl that comes from India. And when I tap it gently on the side, it makes a bell sound kind of like the lampshade. Or if I rub the edge using a scientific term called friction, you'll hear it keep going. So when you rub two things together to create a reaction, it's the friction that makes the sound. Can you hear it clear when I put it close to the microphone? I bet you could. It sounds great in my room. Like I said, I started searching for sounds that I could make from the things that we just have lying around in the kitchen. And I found a bunch of different singing bowls that actually can make a really cool sound. So here's a small one. And if I tap it on the side, it's very similar to the singing bowl. Much less expensive though. And if I rub the edge, can you hear it making a sound too? Let me move to a larger one and see if you can hear it a little bit better. So this is a medium-sized salad bowl. Now the mallet that I'm using is a special singing bowl mallet. It has a wooden handle, and if you can see, this part is made out of suede. It's made out of leather, and it's a rough kind of leather that helps the bowl. I could also try this with just a regular stick, and it makes a sound. But did you notice how much warmer the sound was with my special mallet? So singing bowls can be pretty expensive, but you can find your own, and then you can always just order one of the singing bowl mallets, and you can have a bowl that you have very little money in, but it brings a great sound into your house. Whoa, can you hear how low this note sounds? Isn't that awesome? Oh, I could meditate all day listening to this bowl. But as I kept collecting, I found all kinds of bowls. This one was actually $5.99 at TJ Maxx. So it makes a completely different sound. And as I started to put these bowls together, would you like to hear my whole set? It goes like this. Each one of those is a different size bowl that makes a different sound. So it's really important to try to find instruments that are similar, but maybe make a little different sound. I found a coffee can. And when I found another coffee can, do you notice this one's a different color? And definitely a different sound. And now I have a high. Let's use maybe a brighter stick. And a low. And I can make a tune out of putting these together. So I'm going to write a song for you really quick. And maybe you can jam along. So we'll call that our coffee can sound, our coffee can jam. Now, one of my favorite instruments that I've been playing for many years is the bucket. And a lot of the times, if I don't have a nice drum to play, I'll just find a bucket. Sometimes I'll sit on one bucket and play on another bucket in front of me. You can use your hands. And don't forget, experiment with different sounds that you can make. So if I play in the middle, does it sound different than on the side? Yeah. And if I play with the handle and all kinds of different sounds, I can have a whole orchestra from just a bucket. A lot of the times, I'll use a mallet to play in the middle. and then I'll use the side of the mallet to play on the edge. Or let's try a different bucket. Do you think this bucket's going to sound higher or lower than the last one? If you said lower, you're right. I really like the way that bucket sounds. Let me see if I can bring one more. Oh, this one is so heavy. It's literally one of those steel drums that I was talking about. Sometimes I was using this for a while as a trash can until I found out it makes such a cool sound that I turned it into a drum. Can you clap your hands along with me? Go pop, 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 chicka-doom, pop, chicka, pop, pop, ba-da-ba-da-pop-pop-pop-pop. So I'll sing a rhythm, you play it back. Go pop, 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 pop. Can you go pop, 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 pop? Hey! Can you go pop-ba-da-ba-da-pop-pop? Yeah! Can you go pop-ba-da-da-pop-pop? Ooh! Dance around and keep your rhythms going. Oh yeah. I've got a funky beat I want to share with you. Play along with me and I'll show you what to do. Go boom, 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 boom. Click, 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 boom, click, 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 boom, click, boom, click, boom, click, click, boom, click, boom, click, bop, ba da bop, bop. Oh, let me put down this heavy steel drum. Oh, I've had a wonderful time jamming with you today. I think my time is up. And I thought if you've got your instrument ready from your Found Sound Treasure Hunt and you're ready to jam along, let's do a little jam and bring it on home. My name's Jeff Holland, and remember, you can check out my YouTube page, Jeff Holland Sonic Artist, and keep your rhythms going. Oh, you're sounding great. What are you waiting for? 1, 2, let's all play. Boom, boom. Want to speed it up a little bit? Here we go. Oh no, it's getting out of control. Hold on. Wait, put your seatbelt on for this. Give yourselves a big round of drum applause. You did awesome today. Oh, thanks for tuning in. Keep your rhythms going. My name's Jeff Holland.